Okay, hello. This is Lee Clendenning. I'm trying to do an introductory video to Math 1111 online this semester. My first attempt at this was a Monday night, August 17th, the first night of class, but that was my very first live Zoom meeting. And due to my incompetence, it did not get recorded. So I am trying to redo it. I'm going to try to be more thorough in this version. It shows syllabus, calendar, how to get on Webassign, how to get into D2L, and we might have time to work a couple of problems I remember working that Monday night. Hope you find this helpful. Hopefully this one will get recorded. Here is our syllabus, Math 1111. This works for both classes. Because we're online, it really doesn't matter, which class you're in. I have no idea why this got highlighted red. Okay, my name is Mr. C. My address is that address, lee.clendenning@ung.edu. It's the only email address I respond to. Office phone, email. Courses and late registration are this week. Mid-semester drop day is October 9th. And our final exam period starts November 30th. We will start the details. I'll give you the details later, but basically you'll have a couple days to look over it, and then there will be a deadline when it's due. Our required text is Algebra and Trigonometry. James Stewart, Lothar Redlin, Salim Watson, 4th edition. You can see some library resources. Course description. The course after this is Math 1113. Math 2040 is Business Calculus. Math 1113 is Pre-Calculus. And the course after Pre-Calculus courses are Math 1450, Calculus 1, and then Calculus 2, 2460, and Calculus 3, 2470. If you depend on your major, however many of those you may or may not need. Okay, here's our course objectives. Probably reads like gibberish, but we will be explaining this as we go on. Our course calendar and problems out of each section we'll be doing. Methods of instruction I'll be determining, evaluation method. And its policy is very important to check in and submit the first assignments on time. Otherwise, I have to mark you as non-attending. So the first week, the syllabus quiz will be our first attendance event, and you're supposed to get into D2L and post a discussion on the discussion list. We'll try to show you that when we enter D2L. All right, important policy changes. Students will only be allowed 3 W grades for any single course at UNG. After 3 Ws, then you're supposed to have to go somewhere else to take a class. That class, you've got 3 W's in that single class. And if I do have to report you as not attending, you will be given a W grade, which counts as one of those 3 W grades. The grade categories for this semester, there will be a proctored test. Cannot tell you which one it is at the moment because I've got to schedule things. There will be non-proctored tests. There will be Webassign homework, quizzes, and a final exam. And if there's any bright spot to taking things online, for 32 years, I've had to count up the final exam in every math class I've taught between 25 and 33%, a quarter to a third. But this semester only, because the final exam is non-proctored, they're lowering it down to like 10%. You wind up in the 90s, it's an A, 80s, it's a B, 70s, it's a C. And it's very important to keep up with your online assignments. And if you fall behind, it's very difficult to catch up. All right, there's plenty more information on this syllabus. I'm not going to read it to you. I'll let you look through it on your own. One thing I have learned about online is that it is very helpful to keep these recordings below 30 minutes because you're recording. I'm not recording video on this one, but if you usually record video and audio, the files get very large beyond 30 minutes, almost too large. It takes too much time to upload them. That's a big difference between your regular class you're used to. I can go in and just pontificate for an hour and nobody cares. Okay, there'll be class evaluations, there'll be academic exchange. Don't usually have to worry about weather. About 3 years ago, we did have Hurricane Irma, September 11th of 17. Shut us down for like half a week. But barring that, hopefully we won't have to worry about inclement weather. You can see all the different grades that you could get in this class or any class at UNG if you want to read through them. Let me show you the class calendar. All right, let's see if I can find the class calendar. And this is the same calendar for both my 1111 classes. I show you as you go down through the numbers on the calendar, the section numbers on the textbook covered for that week. We will be giving you the assignments by Monday of that week, of course, except for Labor Day week. And we are setting the deadline for the assignments to be turned in the following Sunday. So you have a whole week to work on them. In general, there will be problems pulled from the book homework that will not be turned in. There will be Webassign problems and a quiz every Friday. We're going to have 4 tests, one after each chapter, one of which will be proctored. We'll announce that later. On all grades, you will receive your grade online instantly. I use forms that supply you your grade. So this first week is 1.1 and 2. Next week is 1.4 and 6. Next week is 1.7 and 1.8 and 1.10. So we're not covering 1.3 or 1.5 or 1.9. Test 1 set for September 4th. We charge into chapter 2. Again, because Monday's a Labor Day, we won't bother you with assignments on Monday. 2.1 and 2.2, and then 2.3 and 2.4, 2.6 and 2.7. Finally 2.8 on 28, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, in chapter 4. And again, if there's a bright spot, this semester's finishing early. We're usually going into the second week of December. They want to finish early, November 30th this semester. All right, let us charge into D2L. So we will try to find D2L. All right, let's see. Here is my homepage in D2L. D2L is on the school webpage, ung.edu/myung. You will see a word at the top, Distance Ed, over toward the right, and D2L is the first option under it. Now, I don't know how many online classes you have. Your screen's going to look different, but one of your classes should be one of mine. Okay, these are the 4 classes I am teaching online. Notice this little pin. Very helpful to pin your classes. You'll probably have to do a search for your specific class. It should pull it up. I'd enter fall semester, Math 1111, fall semester, fall 2020, Math 1111. It should pull it up. When it does, you'll see these 3 dots, and it should offer you an option to pin your class. And it just simply means that it will show up when you enter, and you don't have to search for it every time. I'm going to enter, since this is college algebra, both of these I'm trying to keep as identical as I can. So I am going to click 1. When your class shows up, you can click it. I try to ignore most of the stuff across the top as much as I can, but the word you can't ignore, and the word I hit 99% of the time, is the word content. So I will hit that. Okay, I have posted an intro under overview. It's a little long, so I'm not going to read it here, but try to explain why the class is online. Try to explain what we are doing, and I will let you read it. I do not have any bookmarks. I do not have the course schedule. So from overview, you can jump down to Module 1. Module 1, I have made an online course introduction where I tried to make a video showing you how to get into D2L. You're free to view it. It would load up. I don't think I'm going to take the time. This is why I'm not a fan of D2L. Things seem to take forever. Let's see if I can get out. But you're free to view it. It was not very long. I think it was like 7 minutes. All right. Then further down, there's a course, the same syllabus I just went over, same calendar I just went over. And then the attendance requirement for this semester is this syllabus quiz blank question form. Hopefully that'll load quick. It's just a Word document. So this is where the questions are on the syllabus quiz. The other 1111 will read 7242. You'll have separate form. It's the same questions, absolutely identical quiz. I'll show you what's different. Okay, so there's 10 questions here, but you will not answer on this exact form. There's no way for you to write answers here and send them to me. Then I got to rescan, grade it, rescan it, send it back. It's just way too overwhelming. So for answers, if you look below this form, okay, well, it doesn't seem to be right here. It's over here to the left, syllabus quiz, Google form for responses. So here is where you'll make your responses. It's a Google form. And if you click it, and I'm going to follow the same format on everything, the syllabus and if you're at 1111-7242, I'm keeping the form separate because it helps me collect the grades and keep them sorted. You will enter your email address. I only accept school emails. Notice there'll be 10 questions, and these questions correspond to that question sheet. That sheet had statements. Some were true, some were false. You will enter true or false capitalized, which means you only enter, literally, I'm trying to show you what you enter. You only capitalize the T or the F. True or false. Once you've entered everything, you submit at the bottom, you get an instant grade. If you're not happy with your grade, you can resubmit to get a higher grade. We're going to follow this format on most of the assignments we do this semester. Okay, I don't know why. Let's see if I can. I'll just do a stop share. Okay, we'll go back to. Okay, we will go back to D2L. If I can find it. Kind of lost the D2L. Let's see right here. Let's see. Okay, here we are. Okay. So that completes Module 1 when you submit that. It's due Sunday night. The actual bookwork starts with Module 2, Section 1.1 and 1.2, the week of 8/17 to 8/21. I gave you a little introduction here. And I give you practice problems. They're for your practice only. 10-question quiz on this given every Friday. Of course, the next Friday will be on the next 2 sections. All right. So I posted a little file to try to help you with some graphing facts. And now we're getting to Webassign assignments. So I'm trying to, I posted a file to help you access the Webassign assignment. The actual assignment. And then again, the Google form. Now the Google form on this is slightly different. Let me point out the 1.1 and 1.2 Webassign assignment. So in Webassign, section 1.1, 1.1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in 1.2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, that's the, I'm trying to leave, pre-screen it to leave some off. May not have left many off of that actually. But there'll be longer assignments further on. I may leave them off, some off. Now on the Google form, there was 12 total problems for that. Again, you'll enter your email address and just give me the % of the problems that you got right out of 12. If you got all 12 right, you got 100. Just enter that number, 100%, 100. If you got, I don't know, 6 out of 12, then you got 50%. Again, you can resubmit to get a higher grade. Okay, let's see if we can go back. I'll point out more things in the start here down to finish here. Notice there's 224 items under here through all 4 chapters. That's a school template for MATH1111 that they give me and make me put in this. I have not messed with anything between start here and finish here. If you want to look through what they've given, I've looked through it a little bit. There's some videos in there for different sections. You might find some of the material helpful, but there's no assignments or anything between start here and finish here. So then my next material is at links to Zoom meetings. And I have managed to make a copy of a Zoom meeting we had August 20th. That was Thursday at 9 p.m. And I held a makeup meeting at 12 p.m. I was supposed to hold one Thursday, but things were working. I had to cancel it. So I held one Friday, and I managed to post a link. I'm posting these in YouTube. And I'm going to post a link to the video I'm doing right now. This is a makeup meeting from August 17th. The next assignments for the next week are going to be posted below this where it says add a module. And we will post those by Monday. All right, let me see if I can get into Webassign. Yes. Okay, I've published the class keys to get into Webassign a lot. I hope you've been able to get in. I've picked an 1111. Again, it should be absolutely identical with the other class. These are 0999, basically learning support assignments. We're not assigning. I'm going to only make assignments out of this personal study plan. Right now, we are in equations and graphs. And the two sections for this first week were 1.1 and 1.2, and we're doing the practice quizzes. And so the actual assignment is then in D2L. But when I had you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, this literally is problem 1. You're entering coordinates here. The idea is to work the problem, enter what you get, and you can go all the way to the bottom and submit all questions. And it should tell you question 1 is right. Now, it'll tell you the others are wrong because you haven't entered them yet, but you just ignore that. If you get question 1 right, then you got 1 right. You do number 2, again, submit it, see if you get it right. 3, 4, and 5. Now, I left off 6 and 7. I don't want to mess with these word problems. Don't thank me all at once. So I'm only having you do 5 here. And I had you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That might have been all of them in 1, 2. I can't quite remember. So in any case, that's 12 total problems. And just on that Google form, tell me how many out of the 12 you got right. All right. The quiz for this has been posted. That was back in D2L. Let me show you the quiz. I believe it was the last thing I posted under this, under Module 2. Let's see, Webassign, Google Form, class key. Under Webassign, yes, quiz 1. It's under Webassign class key. Yeah, just keep going down, keep clicking on that, and you'll see quiz 1, question form. And these again are the questions on the quiz. I have worked out problems from the book. I listed, this number 1 is page 92, problem 27, part B. Had you find a distance between these 2 points? I worked it out. You're gonna tell me if that's right or wrong. Find the midpoint between the same 2 points. Okay, again, some of these are correct, some of these may not be correct. You do not answer on these forms. These are just where the questions are. So to give the answers, you go to the Google form for answers. And this is just like the syllabus quiz. You enter your email address. You allow multiple submissions, enter true or false, capitalize, again, only the first letter. And you're going to literally type, if you decide number, or if I did, in effect, you're grading me. If I did problem 1 correctly, you type the word true here. If I did problem, I don't know if I can actually submit it or not. If I type the word true, if I did problem 1 correctly, you type the word true. Okay, if I did the problem 2 wrong, then I type false, literally like this. And I can submit it. Oh, I was supposed to enter my email address. Submit. And I've been recorded. View my score. And I got 20 out of 100. So I got number 1 right, and I got number 2 right. And it marked, of course, the rest of them wrong because I didn't answer them. So if I want to resubmit, I can enter the Google form again, and it'll resubmit. You can resubmit it. I will only mark the highest grade. All right, let me switch and just work a couple of problems that I know I worked that Monday night and see if I can switch to my pad where I'm going to be able to work problems. So let me stop share, reshare, iPhone, iPad, share. 2. Let's see. See if I can get this pretty quick. I'll get quicker with this as I get more used to it. Do something right. Okay, I might be there. Okay, it's kind of a low-tech setup. I'm writing on a pad under a iPhone 6 camera. So let me see, I'll work a couple problems to finish up this video that I know I worked that Monday night. I worked page 92. Problem 21 gives you a graph, coordinate up at 0, 2, and a coordinate at 3 and 0. Draws a line between them, and part A, find distance, this is at 3 and 0. Distance. The distance formula is a big square root minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Does not matter which one's x2, y2 or x1, y1. I guess I can do y2 and this one x1, y1. It doesn't matter. You can switch it. Very forgiving. It just means you subtract your x's and square, subtract your y's and square, add, take a big square root. So big square root, I guess I'll play it 0 minus 3. The x's, and on y's, I'll play it 2 minus 0 squared. You cannot take the square root on these pieces because of the add sign. Even if you had to subtract, you couldn't do it. You have to work these out individually, add them up, and then wind up taking a square root. Take a big square root. A negative 3 squared is a positive 9. A 2 squared is a 4. And I wind up with a square root of 13. You cannot go square root of 9 is 3, square root of 2 is 4, 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay. Basic algebra doesn't work that way. Now you can leave it square root of 13. If you want to, you can put in the calculator. Everybody knows how to take a square root of 13. Oops, 13. I'm coming up with 3.60555. All right, part B asks for the midpoint. Okay, I'll label it up here. That means a point square in the middle along the line between those. That means you're going to take the average of the coordinates. That'll be in the middle. The average is in the middle. It's a strange looking formula, but to average the x coordinates, that means you add them up and divide by 2. When you take an average, you add things and divide by the number of numbers. We'll do the same thing for the y's. Put a comma between them because you're getting an x coordinate and a y coordinate, and they are separate. You don't combine them. For these numbers, and again, it doesn't matter which x is which. 0 add 3 divided by 2. I guess we'll play the y. 2 add 0 divided by 2. And I wind up with 3 halves and 1. All right, my graph is slightly off. I've got the 1 on the y showing, but I guess it should be over just a little bit. To show 3 halves is 1 1/2. But I wind up with that set of coordinates for the midpoint. Those are the first 2 formulas of this section. I also worked another set, but I think I got that recorded. Okay, again, I'm getting my 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. That's basically what we did on Monday night. Hope this has been helpful if you viewed this, and I hope you found it helpful. I'm going to end this, upload it to YouTube, post it in D2L, and probably mail you all a link to try to really highlight it. Hope you found this helpful. Thank you very much.